Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymax, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seat belt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
Well. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Weird Wednesday. Once again,
We are back.
back in black. Hey, there we go. Yeah, we used to start out with people here before the show started, but now they know. They're like, oh, they're running late.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got to give
You're
it.
like, it's going to be a few minutes.
We got it down to a science. We can weed out a problem and fix it pretty quick, unless just all hell breaks loose, and then sometimes not so much.
Yeah. We're completely, totally ahead of the game today.
Yep. So how you been doing?
I've been doing pretty good.
I've been
Getting
doing
stuff done,
cool.
which is always a good thing to cross some of those things off the list that gives me a gut punch every time I think about it.
Yep.
But you?
I got a few things done. I got so much crap to do. I just figured I'm just gonna knock out like a project or two a day instead of trying to tackle it all at once. Just knock out what I can each day. Baby steps.
It's better than being so overwhelmed that you're frozen and you do nothing,
Yeah.
It's like whether you don't, it's still three more things that
Exactly.
I owe it. Something I had heard as work. They say, I've heard some people, hey, Azariana, no, don't worry. The beginning was just us fixing audio. I've heard people say, don't put a time limit. I think I told you that with your garage that time. Don't think of it as this huge project. Just say, okay, I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to go in for 20 minutes and just cut out what I can do, piddle around, put stuff away. When 20, I'll leave. If I feel like still going, I'll still continue. But I'll leave after that 20 minutes. So then that way you're making smaller expectations. And what happens is you usually end up kind of getting in a little groove and then stopping once you want to stop.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I tackle it a little bit.
My problem is my garage is such a crap show that I can go out there and just stand in one spot and look around and go, God, I'm overwhelmed for 20 minutes. I don't know where to start.
It overwhelms me to see your pictures.
So today I built this storage tote tower thing to put storage totes in. And I got a plan, but I don't know. It may turn into a total crap show too. But whatever. I gave it an effort.
You know, I'm into the storage totes, and it's been 2 years now since I've been up to my storage because it's in Oakley. And, like, you know, my car was driving dirty for a while. I got my tags, but now I need to get tires. All my whole 40 years of my life pretty much is like in that compartment. And it's boxes, but when I set it up like it was right when I left it's almost like a time capsule, like my divorce, because I would just back the Durango in, kick this shit out, you know, and that's where it went. But Jeff had given me all of these Rubbermaid like shelves, you know, with like the 5 tiers, whatever, a whole rack of them. And his friend from her thrift store gave me some like clothes racks. And I would open things. I made like little sections because at first I'm like, shit, I can live in here, you know, run some electricity. This is like I had like a full-on apartment in that. It's a shipping container.
Oh, nice.
You could drive 3 cars, nose, you know, to butt into that thing.
Wow.
But I'm like, okay, instead of boxes and all this stuff, I've been putting them into like rubber bins and stuff like that. And then these people were throwing away a whole bunch of the big white tubs, you know, with the drawers that pull out.
Yeah.
So I'd have like 2 stacks. So I'd have those like still in the back seat of my truck right now. Like every time I have to stop hard, all those things go forward.
Yeah.
But I thought a lot of the stuff I have sitting on the shelves, like certain like seashells, a certain, like I'm going to organize them into the bins. We've had like several earthquakes. Yeah. And that's why I haven't even wanted to go back. I showed you what happened the other earthquake, how I had one little path in the middle. Everything on the side started collapsing inward, and I'd have to climb over everything, garbage bags and stuff to get to the back. And then I get scared that the freaks are going to lock me into my compartment when I'm in there, so I have to have like a fast way out.
Damn.
Well, I showed you that freak across the way. I'm like, man, I get no service in here, and if that guy like shuts me in here, nobody would know.
Yeah, really.
But I'm definitely a compartment bin kind of person.
Yeah.
If you remember what you put in what.
Yeah, that was.
And where.
I'm writing on them what's in them.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get the clear ones, which is the smart thing, but I got the black ones with the yellow lids that were on sale at Lowe's because clear ones were like 3 times as much because they know people want the clear one so you can see what you put in. But I just wrote on it what it is.
That's what I always do to my moving boxes and stuff. I'll write every stupid thing, even if it's like the remote or remotes and random just items, because I still have not found my bookends. I have a set of bookends like these agates that are taller.
Yeah.
Cut in half, and another set like that has the crystal and like in the 2 pieces where there's crystal.
Yeah.
Of the brown agate like that. They're like tall, and I really like them. and I put them in something so they would be very safe.
Yeah.
I've looked through everything like from that movie. I cannot find them. So now I'm thinking, did I? Because I have like clothes bags where I just was throwing, stuff in bags, clothes. Thinking, did I like wrap them in clothes? But I would have put that in a box, like wrapped in a towel or something.
Yeah.
So those still haven't turned up.
Yep. Yeah, I got stuff here. It's like if I haven't used it in a couple of years, why am I keeping it? So I'm
It depends.
starting to let go of some stuff.
Yeah. Ariana said she just did some decluttering. I gotta let go of a lot.
Yeah. But then again, there's certain tools that like, shit, this thing was expensive, and I'm only going to use it a couple of times, but when I need it, like I got this one wrench, like when I change the oil in my car, I got to have that wrench. It's a pain in the ass and it doesn't fit in the toolbox right, but I can't get rid of it because when I need it, I need it. And to go buy a new one's like $50. So I can't throw it away.
Or if you just have like random things where it's like, what is this? Like, when are we going to need these? Every time I've thrown something like that away, I've turned around and said, damn it, I shouldn't have thrown that blah, blah, blah away. Like all those guitar pedals I had a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then, it's like we started doing all the ghost boxes, 11, 12, 13, whatever years ago when all that was the one,
Yep. Yeah.
Like, shoot, man, I had all this stuff.
Yep.
The amps, everything. I just shit canned it, sold it at the flea market.
Yeah, I just packed up a whole bunch of guitar pedals, and I mean, they're in like excellent condition, and I don't want to get rid of them because I occasionally use them, but I'm not using them at the current time, so that's why they're packed in a box, and I wrote on there what's in there. But I'm bad about buying something and then being like, oh, I got to save the box, save it, for a month just in case I got to return it or something, and then a month turns into 6 years, and then one day you're like, what in the hell do I have this box for? and all this paperwork that goes to some shit that don't even work anymore.
Well, yeah, like that's the thing. I save my boxes, like if it's a computer, like whatever it is, even these moon lamps or these little things, I save the box, and then it always comes with the little booklet with like the specs and all the stuff on it. I can't keep all that in a drawer. I lose it. So I kind of keep it with the box. I throw it in storage. I throw it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I finally get rid of it. Wouldn't you know? Well, shoot. If only I had that stupid book.
Yeah.
I have to clean a lot of boxes. Like a lot of the stuff in my storage is like just crap. There's still stuff from our flea markets in the front. I have like a whole like 10 by 10 spot in there of just flea market stuff we never got rid of. And I have like 15 garbage bags of shoes from my shoe fetish.
Yep.
I have nowhere to put them, but I've got really hot shoes and boots.
Yeah, I just got rid of a bunch of shoes, and I still have a bunch. But I'm like, you know what? These
You're
like
so right, Linda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no shit, man. Like a 10 millimeter wrench or a 10 millimeter socket always goes missing. I had to go buy a new one, and then I think I lost it. It's either a 10 or a 12. And
It's always like the standard basic fucking one.
Yeah, my mechanic buddy one day, he came over and was doing something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, here you go," because I know you're probably missing this one. Sure enough.
But then you'll have like 15 of like another one.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like I got all these boxes of screws, and nails and this and that, but I need a certain size. I got everyone except that.
Oh, don't even get me going on the screws.
Just like when I need a screwdriver, it's like a Phillips head. It's like, okay, I found 7 flathead screwdrivers and not one freaking Phillips head. Why is the universe torturing me?
Or
Who
it's the
still needs
Phillips head
7?
with a point.
Yeah. Or vice versa. Yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, so I bought a new Milwaukee ratchet screwdriver with a bunch of different tips and stuff. And I brought it home, and Darcy was like, "You're gonna lose that. You're not gonna know where that is." And I bought it like a month ago, and I still know where it is. I've still kept track of it, and it still has all the bits in it.
When I was 18 and I moved out, what was that?
So I'm doing good on that one screwdriver. It has Phillips head and flathead, 2 different sizes, and some star bits and some other shit in there.
Ooh, nice.
I'm covered for a little bit until I lose it. She's right.
Yeah, but see, like when I was 18 and I moved out, my dad got me like it's you hang it on the garage wall, you open it. He told me like leave it in the garage, put it in the trunk of your car. It has basically a starter set of everything, certain wrenches, just a starter set. You know what I'm talking about? It has a hammer in it. I was so careful with that thing. I put every piece back, every piece. And then and I went through like a whole relationship. We worked on restoring cars. They dipped it into my box, but everything went back. Then I get married. He couldn't find his stuff because he's a slob. So he goes to my stuff, which is nice and organized. I go, where's my blah, blah, blah? I'll put it back later. Where's this? I lost it. I'll get you a new one. So then I get this oily, old crappy tools shoved into my box. Half the stuff's missing. I ended up throwing the whole thing, the case away, and what I had I threw into a little work bag. And Jeff actually helped me like put together like another set. But now I've got there's like my dad's tools, all his stuff. So, but it's like trying to remember like where he put stuff.
Yeah, I had to get rid of like some of my mom's stuff. I pitched last week, and that was hard. But I'm like, unless I'm going to turn into an old cross dresser, why am I keeping these clothes of hers? I'm not gonna wear them. It's like, why am I keeping these in a box? They're not doing anything. Yeah. I'm like, just fucking let go, dude. Just let it go.
It's hard. Like Jeff's dad still has, I think, his mom's clothes. They try to get rid of certain stuff right at the beginning. My mom still has a lot of my dad's stuff.
Yeah, it's hard.
She has to get rid of it. Like his, I think, like socks and stuff are still in there. She knows she has, she's got the stuff to go. But first, it's like his nice sweatpants and stuff. She's given to me. Because he had good, stuff that I would wear, the camo stuff, and then it starts getting down to like shirts and stuff like that. Yeah. And you can't just go throw it away. You want to donate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a big bag of sweaters and some other stuff and some Christmas stuff. I looked through the Christmas stuff and I'm like, my mom had enough Christmas
lot
to like decorate like the whole town.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some really old stuff that was, the old stuff is cool, but this old stuff had been sitting in bags and it was falling apart. And it's like, nope, all the shit's going to the road. And that's where it went. And the trash guy came and picked it all up. And I'm like, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, because then once you get rid of certain things, it's like you're over it. It's like, there it goes. I'm over it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You know what's creepy? I don't think he watches it. Maybe he does. One of the neighbors, that I've known, since I was a kid, because I went to school with his sons. Anyway, I think he's kind of got the hots for my mom a little bit. But he's married and everything. And his mom had passed away. And, like, it could have been a nice gesture, really creepy and weird. He had this jacket, and he goes, this was one of my mom's favorite jackets. And he goes, I thought you would like it. And like wanted to give it to my mom. Gave it to my mom. So she comes in, she with this like jacket. She's like, I'm never gonna wear this. I'm like, I know. And we're like creeped out because it's just dead mom's jacket, and like she's not going to wear it.
Yeah.
But we ended up, I believe, I don't remember what she did. She didn't throw it out, and she didn't just go stick it in one of those like recycled bins at the car. I think there was somebody that legit could have used it. She just didn't say where it came from.
Yeah.
But passed it on that way. But I'm like, dude, why are you giving my mom's jacket? Like, that's just weird.
Yeah.
She didn't even know her, It's not like they knew her. And it's like, oh, she would have wanted you to have this scarf.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you want to see her wearing your mom's coat? Like, that's just weird. It's right across the street.
Oh, man.
He's like Naruto's place, always up in everything.
It's like, I like going to like Goodwill or, Salvation Army or thrift shop.
Love it.
And getting stuff. But I'm always like, get a jacket or a pair of pants or something. And I'm like, were these donated because somebody died? It's like, and then I'm like, oh, well, whatever. Just get over it. Probably so, but yeah, whatever. But I took like, I don't know. I'm like a shirt hoarder. Like I have all these t-shirts in my closet. I got some that are brand new and they don't fit, they've never been worn. I'm like, I'll lose some more weight. They'll fit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finally getting to where some of them actually fit 4 years later, but, I just have all these t-shirts, new and old. I had all these like work shirts and the whole closet. You can like put anything in there, and so I just went through and like, I don't know, loaded up like 6 garbage bags full of shit and just took them down to the donation box, shoved them in there. But now I'm to the point where I can do it again. But now I'm to the point where the closet's not full of work shirts. It's full of like nice shirts. I'm like, damn, do I want to throw that one away? Because I really like that one. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, how do
all women have like 3 sets of clothes. Like, if I can again, what I have,
Well, I mean,
just in case.
Part of my t-shirt whoring was I worked in a print shop and we printed t-shirts. So, every time we printed something cool, I usually get 1 or 2 of them. And, I like when you're bringing them home, or getting them at cost, your t-shirts like go from 2 to 50 real quick. And then you don't have any room in the closet. And then one day you're just like, and you throw them all away. Or donate them. I should say donate them. I didn't throw them away. Donated them. And they got sold somewhere probably. I
still have a bunch of like wrapping paper type bins, like the Rubbermaids, they're all long, of dresses from like Forever 21, all these like really cute, like from when I was 110 pounds in my 20s, really cute from all over the place, and they are in perfect condition. Like, I know I'm never going to fit them, but I keep them because it's like, oh my gosh, like that's a whole wardrobe of dresses that are still like you can still wear today. They're not out of style if I ever fit in them again. That's not going to happen. I can't just throw them away. They're too nice. And I don't think anyone will buy them, but it's like, should I don't know. I should just put them like on whatever market thing and be like, either try to sell them as a bulk, size whatever, or just say free, just take the shit.
Yeah.
Maybe try to sell them first, then say free.
Yeah. It's like I got a London fog coat that was my dad's. My dad died when I was 4. And that's the only thing I have really of my dad's. It's
What's
an
that?
old London fog coat.
Wasn't that a good coat?
Yeah, it's a good, especially, I mean, they're expensive, but back in the day, it was expensive. But I have it, and it used to fit me when I was like, 20. Doesn't fit me anymore, but I still have it, and I'm like, it's in the back of the closet, and I'm like, why in the hell do I keep this? Well, it's because my dad's, and I don't have anything else in my dad's. I can pull it out and look at it every once in a while and go, well, I wish I could fit in this anymore. The whole process just bums me out. Everything from missing my dad to now I'm too fat to wear the damn thing. So there it is. Get stuck back in the closet, and it'll probably be there forever. But who knows? I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, just get rid of the shit.
That's really what I have to do.
I'm thinking like, I'm in my 60s now, and it's like, I don't want to get to the point where I'm old and fucking decrepit and have to have somebody else do all this shit for me and get rid of all my shit. Just might as well start on it now. Do a little bit at a time.
It pisses me off. She's like, I can't keep all this stuff because then you guys, someone's going to have to get. I'm like, would you just stop?
Well, it's, I still got a whole closet next room over of all my mom's clothes and shit. I got stuff in my old truck. I'm using my old Suburban as a freaking storage unit. It's got a bunch of Christmas decorations and shit in it. And
somebody's gonna get lucky with mine. I ain't got no kids.
So yeah, here I am. I threw away all that shit the other day, and I was
decoration just for that.
Like, sorry, Mom, but enough's enough, dude. Sorry.
That's after you cleaned out like a whole warehouse, like a whole storage of Christmas decorations, to where you're just chunking box bags because you're just so sick of going through it all.
Yeah, Sam came over last year, and I opened the back of the truck and pulled out a bunch of stuff. I'm like, pick out whatever you want. If you want to decorate for Christmas, you just take whatever you want.
I bet she had a field day.
Yeah, she didn't take a whole lot, but yeah.
Some of the cool stuff.
Like, trust me, you ain't hurt my feelings. You can take it all. I loaded every bit of it up right now. Take it to your house.
Band shirts are sentimental, though.
Yeah, I got some of those, but
that I've worn till they literally have peeled off.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a shirt from when I worked at the t-shirt place. We tie-dyed them and printed them.
Quality, though.
Right now, Yeah,
you guys have real material, not like the stuff you would get at the Spencer's or like the guitar place where I used to go back to school shopping at what was it? Oh, Valley Music in Livermore. Yeah. And I'd get like the Metal Up Your Ass Metallica, Ride the Lightning, and Anthrax, and Faith No More, and Megadeth, Testament, all that stuff back then. And then you slowly get those, well, not cigarette holes, but just the material, you start getting holes.
Yeah. Starts falling.
And then they just kind of like peel off like a wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah, Darcy was sewing up a pair of her jeans the other day that were like, that had more holes than jeans. But she was
more hole than jean.
Yeah, she was resurrecting them. Well, and I mean, like favorite jeans, they just fit right, and
yeah.
You get new ones and they don't feel right. They feel all weird. It's like putting on scratchy underwear or something. It's like, this doesn't feel good.
Your jeans are like a part of you, like your good jeans. You know exactly after they come out the dryer what you got to do to, like, you know, loosen them back in. Okay, let's see. Oh, we're doing good. 9:30. Yeah. We're hoping maybe after articles, maybe we might do a little bit of cards tonight for you guys. Tomorrow, cold moon, super moon. I don't know. Is it Gemini? Gemini. It was 19 hours, like, while I was outside, but we have our full moon. It is the last full moon of the year, and it's quite significant. I'll be posting it all on my page, my profile. But if you haven't had a chance to go out there and check it out, check it out.
Yeah, quilt out of old shirts is cool. I was going to take my mom's old stuff, and we looked up, found a lady that like makes teddy bears or something out of
people's old. Yeah,
that'd be cool. But
they
then
would
it was
do that with kid nightgowns sometimes too, like kids' jammies.
Yeah.
Or their favorite blankets.
But it's been several years and I haven't done that yet either. So maybe 80 something years. I should take some of these clothes and have somebody make a teddy bear. Why? So give it away.
No, you can put my urn in it.
There you go.
So it doesn't matter. That's badass. I even had like my Madonna shirts from like Madonna concerts. Oh, that was fun to go to with my dad when I was like 10. What was it? Blonde Ambition tour.
Yeah.
I went with my mom and my sister because, like, I think one of our first concerts was for my sister. No, I had my first concert. And then her, when she was little, like Debbie Gibson and Tiffany and all that. So we went and saw like Debbie Gibson and Tiffany. But then when I was like, what year was Blonde Ambition tour? Hold up. What year did the Blonde Ambition tour come to San Jose, California? Oh, it was Oakland. Okay, so 1990. I graduated 95. So maybe I was like 14 or something. Anyway, she did the whole, we had good seats too. She did the whole scene on the bed with the wild Alhambra bottle. But the Alhambra bottle got suction. What happens when you get suction sometimes? Things get stuck. So it was even better than watching her get it on with a water bottle with my mom, my dad, my little sister, was them having to remove it.
Oh, sweet.
And the funny thing is, because like, back then I would like rip out Madonna because I don't know if I showed you pictures, but my room used to actually be wall to wall Madonna. The ceiling, everything, posters. I had everything, magazines, any little picture I could find. My dad would get like books at the library and then Xerox it for me, like at his work. I was flippin' obsessed. If she was naked, I had to take black masking tape and cover her boobs because my mom didn't want me having, I guess, like naked on my wall. But I don't remember what my point was with that.
Stuck water.
Oh, the concert. So like, he would also record things like when I was little. My Fisher Price, we got MTV. Pirate the songs off MTV onto my little Fisher Price tape recorder for me, so I could listen to Quarter Flash and all that AC/DC. He would also record the concerts, but he had to watch them first, and then he would do his way of editing, like on a VCR back then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm watching the Blonde Ambition tour. It wasn't the actual one we were at, but it was, one of them. And there's all these edits and stuff in it. And I'm just looking at him like, okay, we were there. We saw the whole thing. Like, why are you editing this stuff out? He's like, well, you don't have to keep, whatever.
Yeah, I remember going to some shows. I was a little bit older. I don't know how old I was, but I mean, I was like driving and stuff. Went and saw like Wendy O. Williams, the Plasmatics, the Genitortures, like all these, punk rock bands. Wendy O. Williams, with a grinder shooting sparks off her nipples, and like there's all kinds of crazy shows. Went and saw My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. Big giant inflatable dicks on the stage. I walked in, I was like, wow, that's something you don't see every day. Never been to a concert and seen 30-foot tall dicks on the stage.
Were they like the wacky wavable?
Yeah. They weren't quite as wacky. They were a little more stiff, but they were bouncing around a little bit. But yeah, it's like, wow.
High school, I would go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show in Berkeley. I wore a dog leash. Well, yeah, a dog collar and a dog leash into it with a friend. I wasn't down on all fours. I mean, for like little pictures and stuff, but.
Yep. Yeah, my first.
Man, I wish I had some of those pictures.
My first concert, I think I was talking about it a week or two ago. I don't know. I think I was 10, and
Lori.
Me and my friend rode our bikes down to the Armory. There was a band playing, and a bunch of long-haired dudes out back loading gear in. It was Leonard Skinner.
Oh.
And the guys in the back, they were like, "Hey, what are you little shits doing? Here, do you want to do something? Carry some gear in." So we started schlepping gear in and helping them set the stage up. And they're giving us beer and cigarettes. We thought we were kings.
That's awesome.
Smoked a couple of cigarettes, drank a beer, and then I was like, I'm going to throw up. But we watched early Leonard Skinner on the side of the stage. They were like, "Here, you guys sit here. Don't move." So we did. My first real concert that I went to in a big Coliseum real concert was Heart.
Oh.
It was a good show. Heart. Who else was playing? Christopher Cross and I forget
Chris Cross?
Not Criss Cross, Christopher Cross. Sailing away. And I forget the other guy that was playing. But Heart was good. We got in trouble. Came out, my mom and dad dropped us off at the Jacksonville Coliseum. And we came out, and my mom's like, "You smell like marijuana." Well, sorry. The whole place smells like marijuana. I think that was from the taco truck.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was just writing to Lori. I was just telling her, well, you'll see in a second. So I was thinking about her like yesterday, like, how is Lori? And then I wanted to message her. And like 3 days before that, I was seen about Lori. I'm like, I wonder how Lori's been. So I wanted to shoot her a email, and it's one of those things every time I go to do it, something happens. Like I told you about the cat, she did it again. Today I rewashed that blanket. I looked, the tail, volleyball, bootsy out. Had to wash that blanket again. I'm like, you're sleeping out in the garage with the other ones tonight. But just stuff keeps on happening. I used to go, like, when I was younger, like 14, that we only did that because, like, I think they wanted to see the show too. The Madonna one. But 14, 15 is when I kind of started going on my own. And we'd always go, like, down to San Francisco, the Fillmore, like see Pantera. I mean, all sorts of good shows down there. Pantera, down the Green when they ripped up all the grass and people are beating each other with chairs, and that was crazy. Oh, I didn't send anything in Messenger.
Shit, was the Fillmore?
Well, no, that was a Coliseum where Day on the Green happened, but the Fillmore was Pantera and Scheist. I've seen a lot of people there. I even went to there was like a country show there, and then like Berkeley Square. I go see Green Day before they had their label.
Yep. Yeah, the little club.
There were a lot of good shows out there.
Yeah, a little club I used to go to was in Jacksonville Beach, and Einstein a Go-Go. And it's funny, I still belong to a Facebook group from Einstein. There's a bunch of people that used to go there, and we still all talk about old shit and how many people have died that used to go there. It's depressing sometimes. But yeah, I saw so many shows there, like Nirvana, like all these bands before they were like big bands, and Green Day and this and that, just like tons. I was like looking through old ticket stubs, and
I don't think I've ever saw Nirvana live.
I went and saw them. I didn't even know who they were. I just went to the club because it was the place to go. And I got there, and I look up over the door, and I'm like, Nirvana, who is that? I didn't have a clue who they were.
Nirvana.
Yeah, when it was before they were like, nobody knew who they were. But yeah, it was like $5 to get in.
Wow.
In there rocking the shit out of the place, and they were playing like all the stuff off their first album, but their first album wasn't even a first album at that time. You know what I mean? It was all and tons of other bands like that, like before they were like bands. A lot of bands out of Athens,
like GRI and
yeah, I saw them several times.
She on a purple Doc Martin. She's got an earring to her nose. Who's that?
Brain fart and everything. Yeah, got it. Went and saw like all these bands like REM before they were anybody, and all their shows to get in was like $5. Some of them it was like free. It was like almost like an open mic night. There was hardly anybody there, and all these bands were there. So it was a cool scene back in the day.
Diesel Boy.
Yeah.
Diesel Boy. And then like Till, that was like this chick group, and they were like, not really anybody. Start seeing like t-shirts and, people with like the Till stuff, and I'd see them at parties, friends were playing.
Yep. Yeah, I had a friend she lives down in South Florida, and I said something about going to see Marilyn Manson one day, and she was like, "Oh, I grew up with him. He's such a weirdo." And she like showing me all these pictures of Marilyn Manson when he was like, way young.
Who'd they say he was? Shoot, Marilyn Manson. Wait, not Marilyn Manson. Who did they say Marilyn Manson was?
Who'd
There
they
was
say
that
it was?
rumor. There was that rumor that was going around saying that Marilyn Manson was like this really geeky guy, and I can't remember who.
What's his name? Brian something? I can't remember. It's all a blur. Yeah, the one that's been going the rumor that's been going around forever is Buckethead. Who is
Wow.
Buckethead? A lot of people say Buckethead is Paul Gilbert, but I don't know. Yeah, Lori saw the monkeys when she was a kid. Might have been 12. My brother saw the monkeys when he was like 18, and Jimi Hendrix opened up for the monkeys at Jacksonville Coliseum. That tour didn't last very long because that was a very diverse, mixed crowd for the Jimi Hendrix and the Monkees tour. It was funny. He always told me that story. He was dating this girl, and he was going to take her out that night, and they were going to go. They were going to go see Jimi Hendrix because my brother knew who he was, and his girlfriend's parents were like, "Well, if you're going out, you got to take your little sister." So he had to take his girlfriend's little sister, and she wanted to go see the Monkees. That's what it was all about. So they went there, and Jimi Hendrix was opening for him, and he had the poster for the longest time. And I may have mentioned this before. I was watching that Antiques Roadshow, and this guy had a concert poster from the Jimi Hendrix tour with the Monkees, and it was worth like $25,000 or some stupid amount. I call my brother up. I'm like, dude, do you still have that poster from the Jimi Hendrix Monkees tour? He's like, I don't know. It was down in the garage somewhere in a box. I'm like, you need to find that shit right
Oh,
now. I don't know if he ever found it or not.
no.
And even Antiques Roadshow was like, yeah, this is a very limited poster because this tour didn't last very long. I think it did like 8 shows or 6 shows or something, and the crowd was too weird. My brother said when Jimi Hendrix came out and started playing, like everybody was just like like what in the hell's going on? Why is this colored fella playing this crazy stuff on the guitar? Yeah. But he said there was a big a hippie crowd there that knew exactly what was going on. And they weren't there to see the Monkees.
My mom has one of the flyer cards from the Grateful Dead. She has a cousin who used to sit in and play drums with Grateful Dead once in a while, like when they needed a drummer. So she got one of those little, flyer
Yeah.
poster cards, and that's supposed to be worth like some money.
Yeah.
My dad drank a beer with Jimi Hendrix in San Francisco. They used to go to the same bar, and he would tell the story sometimes when he was sitting there and got to have a beer with Jimmy.
Nice.
Sister!
Well, story wise, I only have 2 articles tonight, but one of them is a little long. It's a little long winded. And it's
Okay.
like it's an old thing. I don't know if you guys want to watch it. It's about Mel's Hole. Anybody remember Mel's Hole? You go to Mel's Diner and you can see Mel's Hole in the back. Mel's Glory Hole. Now, different hole.
Yeah.
But, I'm always looking up weird stuff, and I found this, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
It'll break up all the dead body stuff I have.
Yeah. I don't know. That one's pretty weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me play it. Like I say, it's kind of long. It's long-winded. I don't know if y'all want to watch it. Yeah. It's got Art Bell. It's like 15 minutes long.
Well, 9:53. Yeah, because then we'll have. I have 4 articles, but we don't have. I don't know. Go for it.
Yeah, my other one is may not even do it, but
go for it.
Let's see.
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, everyone's saying, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, depending on what you look up, like some people are like, Mel's Hole never existed. Some people believe it existed. Some people don't. Some people are like, oh, we got to the bottom of Mel's Hole. But no, I don't think anybody ever did, really. Why does Chrome want to update again? No, not happening. Not prudent. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Mel's Glory Hole. Good Lord, Rob, just play the damn video. Okay, here we go. And Facebook will probably, or YouTube will probably flag me. This isn't it. That is entirely not it. That's the other article that I have. Let's go back. Jeez, just when I thought I had everything figured out, I was wrong. Okay, here's Mel's Hole. Let's try this again. Nope, you're talking, but you ain't got no sound. Okay, let's see if we can do this again. The wheels came off the bus. Okay, share the screen. Bada boom, bada bing. This is on Facebook. So Facebook dings me for a video that's on Facebook. So be it. Right? Okay, here we go.
On Mel Waters' property in the Monastash Ridge west of Ellensburg, Washington, there's a hole in the ground that looks like a well. But it's not a well. Like the owners of the property before him, Mel used the hole as a trash dump. His neighbors used it too. Garbage, broken appliances, old tires, everything went into the hole. After a while, Mel started to wonder, why doesn't it fill up? And then he started to notice other strange things about the hole. His dogs wouldn't go near it. It caused his radio to pick up strange signals, and it didn't seem to have a bottom. Mel's curiosity became an obsession. Well, let's see if we can get to the bottom of Mel's Hole. Mel's Hole is a round pit 9 feet 9 inches in diameter. There's a stone retaining wall built around it that goes down about 15 feet. After that, the hole extends down into darkness. Well, not only did Mel Waters and his wife dump everything in the hole, but so did his neighbors. And this has been going on for a long time, for years before Mel even moved in. Mel's neighbors said they couldn't remember a time when the hole wasn't there. So why can't you hear objects hitting the bottom? Why can't you hear your own echo? Mel set out to determine exactly how far down this hole goes. An avid fisherman, Mel had spools of fishing line on hand. So he attached a 1-pound weight to the line and sent it down the hole. It went 4,500 feet, the full length of the reel, and didn't hit bottom. He reeled the line up, attached a roll of lifesavers, and sent it all the way down again. Mel wanted to see if there was water at the bottom, and if there was, the lifesavers would come up dissolved, but they came up dry. And Mel had more spools of fishing line, each one 5,000 feet. He attached another spool, now down almost 10,000 feet, and still no bottom. Spool after spool of fishing line went down the hole. He could not reach the bottom. By the time Mel ran out of line, he was 80,000 feet down, over 15 miles, and still no bottom. While experimenting, Mel noticed that his dogs wouldn't come anywhere near the hole. Even when forced, the dogs would dig their feet in. There were no animals of any kind near the hole. No wildlife, no insects. Birds even flew around it. And since the hole was known to his neighbors, Mel asked around if anyone noticed their dogs feeling uneasy by the hole. And they all said yes. Then one of his neighbors said, "Speaking of dogs, not too long ago his dog died, so he threw its body into the hole." A few days later, that dog came back. A couple of days after disposing of his dog's body down the hole, he saw it running through a wooded area near the property. Now, he knew it was his dog because it was wearing the same collar, but for some reason, the dog didn't come when he called. The dog acted like he didn't know his owner at all.
Ooh, maybe it's a version of his dog from another dimension.
Well, that's definitely a theory. And as the weird stories piled up and the fishing line kept going down, Mel was at a loss. He was
out of his depth.
Right. Mel needed help figuring out exactly what this hole was. And in 1997, there's only one place to discuss the strange and mysterious and be taken seriously. Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell.
From the high desert and the great American Southwest, I bid you all good evening and or good morning, wherever you may be across this great land of ours.
Coast to Coast was on hundreds of stations around the world and had 10 million listeners. If anyone could help Mel, it was Art Bell and his audience. Mel sent Art a message on February 21st, 1997. Art called him, and Mel's hole became known to the world. Over the course of several shows, Mel Waters would reveal more and more details about the mysterious hole. The good news is Mel was getting really good advice from people all around the world, like use a laser to measure or use radar to check the distance. The bad news is now millions of people knew about this hole. And from clues given by Mel on the radio, you can get a pretty good idea of where it was. The day after the first broadcast, Mel was returning to his property, but the entrance was blocked.
The government.
Yep. The U.S. military was now aware of the hole, and they wanted it, all to themselves.
After the show on Friday night, I went out there and noticed there was some helicopter activity around the property. There was further helicopter activity the next day. And so I figured that clearly somebody out there listens to your program.
Oh, yes.
Mel said that the hole could affect things in the environment around it. Animals avoided it, but plants seemed to grow extremely well. Radios acted weird. If Mel brought a radio near the hole, the signal would get very staticky and then start picking up broadcasts from somewhere else. One day his radio started picking up what he describes as old-time music. So he goes to change the channel and tunes into a baseball game.
Point behind the St. Louis first baseman. Went on second, 2 outs.
This is fine until he learns the game was played in 1967, 30 years ago. Art's first call with Mel goes on for about an hour and then they wrap up. Mel was staying in Ellensburg for a couple of days and had made the call from there. When Mel Waters returned from town, the access road to his property was blocked by armed military personnel, and there was evidence that heavy machinery had been brought in. Mel was told there was a plane crash on the property, but there was no report of a crash, no fire, no smoke. Still, Mel was told he couldn't access the property until the crash was completely investigated. When Mel asked to speak to the person in charge, a man in civilian clothes told him that the land was not necessarily his anymore, and it would be very easy to find a drug lab on the property if he didn't leave. Mel threatened to go to the press. The man in charge, the man in black, told him, go ahead and talk. Nobody would believe it. But Art Bell and his audience would believe it. And a few days later, Art called Mel for an update. Mel said that a neighbor saw a dark beam coming out of the hole and up through the clouds, darker than anything he'd ever seen. Now, Mel admitted he didn't see this himself, but Art Bell and several callers said that this part of Washington has a lot of UFO sightings, disappearances, and other paranormal activity. Callers had their own theories. Maybe the hole was sitting on a ley line and there was a portal to another dimension, or it was a portal through time. And that's why everything thrown into it disappeared. Maybe somewhere in an alternate reality, There's a big pile of garbage, old appliances, and dead animals just piling up. Who knows? One caller thought this could be a tunnel to the hollow earth.
Ooh, like a subway for lizard people.
Something like that. There were a lot of theories. And since Mel couldn't access his property anymore, he talked to other locals trying to get more information. An elderly neighbor said that many years ago, there was a series of stone columns around the hole.
Like Stonehenge?
Right, but without the cross beams, which are called lintels.
Lentils?
Lintels.
What'd I say?
Someone from the audience reminded Mel that calling into the show is a big mistake because obviously the government is listening. So the show ends and Mel agrees to come back for an update. On the day Mel is scheduled to reappear, he's a no-show and not picking up his phone. It would be 3 years before Mel resurfaces. He said he was offered $3 million a year to lease his property to somebody. But the deal was sign a non-disclosure agreement, leave the country immediately, and never come back. So Mel takes the deal, and he lives in Australia for 2 years. But he's missing his family and decides to come back to the States for a visit.
Not smart.
It wasn't. Mel was warned not to do this, but he does it anyway. And during this time, he gets in touch with Art Bell and agrees to come on the radio. But he never shows up. Mel said on the day he was supposed to come on, he was on a bus to visit his nephew. And on the bus, there was some kind of altercation and the police were called. All the passengers are questioned and put on a different bus. Then Mel blacks out.
Maybe my audience is not aware, but a television crew went up to Ellensburg after we did the last program and researched this. And I'll be doggone, they didn't find the hole, but they did find near the area where you were talking about a lot of military footprints and all kinds of information that would indicate the military, in fact, had been there or was there.
Oh, they would have probably seen a lot of yellow gear tread marks in the ground.
Yep.
And the next thing he remembers is that he's in San Francisco and 12 days have passed. Mel woke up in an alley. His wallet and keys were missing. He realizes his arm hurts. He rolls up his sleeve and there are needle holes and tape marks from an IV. And as he becomes more lucid, he tastes blood in his mouth. His back teeth are missing.
Whoa.
Mel never makes it back to the property. There was legal action taken against him for illegal construction. Power lines, septic tanks, paved roads. Of course, he didn't build these. The government had occupied the property for 2 years. Still, Mel lost everything. And a day or two after calling into Art's show, his bank account was emptied. Now, to be fair, plenty of people are calling in saying that this is all a hoax, but Art Bell is the master. Hoax or not, it's a great story, so he lets Mel continue. But Art does say that a TV crew was in the area looking for the hole. They didn't find it, but they did find evidence of a lot of military activity. And the no-fly zone has been mysteriously expanded to cover the area. In fact, TerraServer, which was a mapping site before Google Earth, showed that the whole area was blacked out, and this was confirmed. Skeptical callers said that Mel could have found the blacked out part of the map and pretended his property was there. The problem with that is, TerraServer launched 6 months after Mel made the first phone call. He couldn't have known. Soon we learned that a Native American tribe had contacted Mel and asked him if he wanted to come to Nevada and help them research.
Research what?
Another bottomless hole.
They took you to it.
They took me there. I did not go all the way up to the hole, but there was conversations between the Native Americans and the Basque and blah blah blah, and they basically agreed that everything was as it should be. That I wasn't from CNN or the FBI or the CIA or whatever. Right. And so I went there and I got to see the hole. Now,
all right, what's there?
The second hole wasn't located on the Indian reservation where they lived. It was actually on public land that was used by Basques. The Basques are an ethnic group that comes from a small region between France and Spain. The Basques settled a couple of areas in the United States, including Nevada, in the mid-1800s, and they were using this land to herd sheep. They told Mel that the hole was there for as long as their people were, so at least 200 years, and they consider the hole and the land around it sacred. This hole was just over 9 feet wide, just like Mel's. But where Mel's hole had a stone retaining wall of a few feet, this second hole had a metal collar, and metal lining down as far as the eye can see. And this hole was warm to the touch. You could feel heat all around it. And the metal wouldn't make any sound or vibrate at all. Mel accidentally dropped a tool on the metal collar, and the impact was completely silent. So Mel and the Basque begin their experiments. The first test was they lowered a bucket of ice down into the hole about 1,000 feet, and they kept some ice at the surface as a control. When the surface ice was melted, they brought the bucket back up. That ice didn't melt at all. And even stranger, the ice was no longer cold to the touch, and it wasn't wet. The ice felt like large pieces of salt. So they tried to melt the ice over an open flame.
It didn't melt, did it?
Nope. It caught fire. Not only that, it continued to burn for months. So they continued sending different amounts of ice down the hole. About 2/3 of the time it melted normally, but 1/3 of the time it was transformed. Now at this point, one of the braver Basque volunteered to go down the hole himself.
What? Is he nuts?
Yeah, everyone agrees that that's not a good idea. So they decided to send down a sheep.
A sheep? Ooh, what happened to the sheep?
I just felt I was in the presence of something extraordinary, something beyond extraordinary, something like in that category of having a religious thing. This was just such a stunning thing to witness.
The sheep did not want to go in the hole. The closer it got, the more it tried to kick its way out of its crate. They lowered the crate down the hole to 1,000 feet. At that point, it stopped moving, and they felt a humming sensation. They left the sheep down there for 30 minutes and then brought it back up. There was no movement. The crate was unchanged and the sheep looked fine, but it was dead. The Basque, being shepherds, knew how to butcher a sheep, so they brought it to a table for a quick autopsy.
Oh, for crying out loud, what are they doing?
The first thing that they noticed is that the sheep looked like it was cooked from the inside, and taking up almost the entire cavity of the sheep's body was what Mel described as a giant tumor.
Ugh.
Then the tumor starts moving.
What in the is going on with this story?
Oh!
Yeah, I'm sorry, this is intense.
Then they cut the tumor open.
No!
Inside the tumor is what Mel describes as a fetal seal.
Wait. Did you just say a fetal seal?
Yeah, like a baby seal. It was attached to the tumor by an umbilical cord, but this seal-like creature had the eyes of a human. They watched the creature for a while as it crawled to the end of the table. And Mel felt like it wanted to get back to the hole, so he picked it up and set it near the edge. Of course, the creature was slimy, and Mel said that the fluid had the smell of ozone. So the men studied the creature, and it seemed to study the men for about 2 hours. Then the seal creature gave them a final look and jumped in the hole. Now, before Mel went to Nevada, he was diagnosed with advanced esophageal cancer. He had only 6 months to live. But after this experience, Mel was cancer-free. He thinks he was cured by the
magic seal.
Yep. Mel felt like he had a transcendent experience. He was completely changed after this. And just then, the radio show runs out of time.
No!
Across from me over here is the actual roadway into Mel's Hole. Don't go up that road. Up there a ways is a fence. But you get across that fence, you're in a deep bunch of trouble. It might be that you simply disappear, period.
A few months later, Mel returned to Coast. Something crazy happened with that bucket of ice. Remember one of the Basque took the burning ice to his cabin to keep warm? He had it in a stove. It burned for months, and it was pulling all the moisture out of the air. The air in the cabin was always dry. The owner's skin was always dry. He was constantly thirsty. When boiling water, the steam would be pulled into the stove. One day, the stove crashed through the floor and into the ground under the cabin. But it was still warm, so he patched up the floor and used the hole for warmth. A couple of weeks later, he's returning home and his entire cabin has collapsed and turned to dust. He moves in with his brother for a while. A month later, he comes back to the cabin and sees that the stove is now 5 feet underground, and the hole made by the stove was perfectly smooth.
It was making a new baby bottomless hole.
It was, and they couldn't get the stove back up. It took a giant crane to finally get the stove out of the hole. And at this point, the Basque said they were sometimes visited by the entity that they discovered in the hole.
The magic seal?
Yes, the magic seal. They felt it was a benevolent presence and considered the whole experience to be very spiritual. There are now brightly colored birds circling the hole. Birds that seem to be immune to bullets.
That's how they respond to a spiritual experience. Shoot the birds?
I guess.
Freaking Basque.
The Basque even believe the magic seal is communicating with them over the radio using a system of beeps and clicks as language which they can understand. The creature warns the Basque that the ice is dangerous and can't fall into the wrong hands and would lead to the destruction of the planet. Art asks if there's a recording of this language. There is. The Basque recorded everything. For the next hour, a few more theories are considered, and Art finally gets Mel to agree to come back on the show. But this time, he would bring the recording, photos, video, and everything he can get his hands on. Mel agrees to go back to Nevada and gather all the evidence. He hangs up, and the show ends. Mel is never heard from again. He doesn't respond to Art's calls, and eventually the line is disconnected. So after 5 years, the story of Mel's hole finally comes to an end. But it left so many questions. So how much of the story can we confirm? First, the location of the hole. TerraServer did black out that part of Washington, but on Google Earth it showed back up. But if the military really had taken over the property, they would have covered up the hole. People have been searching for it for years, and of the many locations I found, there was one that was really compelling. This is the Google map. Someone actually went to the location to see what was there. These are the pictures. During one of his phone calls, Mel said there were 2 old buildings on the property, and one of them eventually collapsed under snow. This fits the description pretty well. And also on the property is this. Yep, a hole about 9 feet wide with a stone retaining wall, exactly how Mel described. Now this caused quite a stir online, but the hole turned out to be an old well and definitely had a bottom. If you search the internet, you'll find a lot of people claiming they found Mel's hole. They haven't. It's never been found. At least, not yet. As for Mel, he's a complicated character. There's no record of a Mel or Melvin Waters living in the area, but some have claimed he was using a pseudonym to protect his identity. That makes sense. Now, something that really hurts the credibility of the story is the lack of pictures. In every call, Art asks for photographs, but sometimes Mel just doesn't think to take a picture. He forgets, which is ridiculous. Another time he says cameras don't work near the hole because of interference. Or he does have pictures and recordings, but they're not handy, so he'll send them when he can. But in Mel's defense, he never plugs anything. Even if this is a hoax, he could have made a fortune selling t-shirts, books, phony photographs, anything. People would buy that stuff just because it's cool. I would buy a Mel's Hole t-shirt.
I went to Mel's Hole, and all I got was this magic seal fetus.
Yeah, that part of the story was pretty wild. And that's a common argument, that Mel's story got crazier and crazier, and eventually he just couldn't keep up with it, so he bailed on the hoax. But he was pretty consistent with the facts over 5 years. And Art Bell tried many, many times to trip him up, but he couldn't do it. Now, the hole itself just isn't geologically possible. A hole many miles deep would be unstable and collapse in on itself.
Unless it was a bottomless hole to another dimension.
Right, unless it's that. But I don't think we'll ever know.
Well, that was one way to end it. So yeah, the long-winded Mel's Hole story. Was it real? Who knows? You know, a lot of people say that it wasn't real. A lot of people say they can't find it. But playing devil's advocate, or however, whatever you want to call it, if the government did go there, they're going to cover it up. They're going to they're going to say it never existed.
Yeah. They're going to make sure you don't find it. They know the coordinates. That's it.
Yep. I mean, you know, if that part of the story is true, I mean, television crews and everything else went there. Several other people went there and witnessed, you know, military apparati there and like surveillance going on and everything. I mean, why would they be there if there wasn't, you know, if there wasn't something to warrant them? Yeah. So who knows? You know, I mean, the baby seal fetus is pretty weird.
If it's like a tumor, and so that would be embryonic sac or something, the tumor was, and then the seal comes out of a sheep, was it?
A seal? I don't know. Yeah, it was
I
a
mean, what was the first animal? The sheep?
sheep. Yeah.
So how the hell?
Don't ask me.
How the hell?
How the hell does a sheep have a seal come out of it? Who knows? Maybe it wasn't a seal. Maybe it was an alien seal. Or maybe some of those Indians just had some peyote and they just dreamed the whole thing up. Who knows? The basilisks. Who
Wait,
knows?
somebody said here on their 23andMe that they had that on their 23andMe. Wait, I think it was Linda. I'm not so sure. Yeah, she says she's got Basque in her DNA, and I am type O negative blood. Are my people in the hole?
Who knows? That one part in the video where the guy was old Indian looking guy was saying, you go up, past this, you go up to that road and you're on the road to Mel's Hole. And I wouldn't suggest, I watched that. There's a whole series on that. And I think that guy was doing like a tour or something. And he only goes to a certain point.
Yeah.
He won't go any further. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's easy to say that Mel's Hole never existed and all that, but like I say, if it did, if it's a big if it did, and the guy, I mean, Art Bell was pretty much the king of weird stories, and he was very interested in it, and he never gave up on it, and if it was real, and this guy went on Art Bell show and talked about it. Well, of course, thousands, millions, whatever people are going to hear it. They're going to, start investigating it. And obviously the military or whoever is going to go check it out. And if there is something there, yeah, they're going to deny it. So it's just one of those roundabouts where you never get a straight answer. I don't know. It's interesting though. I mean, I can see like putting, having fishing line and putting 1,000 feet down a hole. And I can even see 5,000 feet, but they're like at one point he was 80,000 feet. That's a long ass way down a hole.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Deep hole.
What do I got? Mine doesn't have to do with the hole, but mine has to do with another live body in a coffin.
Live body in a coffin.
Live body in a coffin. I'm just trying to move a little bit, so we have maybe time for. I don't know if we're gonna get to cards. Maybe I won't do that last one about the crazy fellow fast about the guy. It's stupid. That waited to call on the body. Temple staff stunned to hear knocking from inside a coffin brought in for cremation. And this has a little video of it. You really don't have to play it. Just basically shows people like walking around and then the lady in the coffin just kind of moving. So you don't really have to play the video after. A 65-year-old Thai woman believed to be dead stunned temple staff in Bangkok when they heard a faint knocking from inside her coffin after her brother brought her in for cremation. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The general and financial affairs manager at the Wat Rat Prakhong Temple told the Associated Press that he was discussing cremation with the woman's brother when they heard the noise coming from inside the coffin. I was a bit surprised, so I asked them to open the coffin, and everyone was startled, he said. I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. Must have been knocking for quite some time. The Buddhist temple in a province outside Bangkok posted a Facebook video showing a woman in a white coffin in the back of a pickup truck moving her arms and head, leaving staff stunned. The dude said the woman's brother had driven her from one province to where they're at to be cremated. He said the brother explained that his sister had been bedridden for about 2 years before her health declined, and she appeared to have stopped breathing 2 days earlier. Believing she was dead, he placed her in a coffin and made the 300-mile trip to a Bangkok hospital where she had wished to donate her organs. The hospital, however, refused to accept the woman without an official death certificate. The brother then turned to the temple on Sunday, which offers free cremations, but was also turned away for lacking the document. While it was explained how to obtain the certificate, they heard knocking on the coffin. Staff opened it, confirmed she was alive, and sent her to a nearby hospital. The abbot letter said the temple would cover her medical expenses. So, yeah. Either he really made a mistake or he thought he could maybe get her cremated right quick without the paperwork. But I think that was a mistake. But why wait? 2 days? They have different practices for what they do with, death. But yeah, 300 miles in a vehicle. You're like, what in the world is going on?
Why am I in this dark box?
Yeah,
Can you imagine waking up, you've heard about this, not just here, but other people as well, like waking up, in a coffin and you're still alive and like scratching or beating on it to get out. That would suck. That would mentally mess you up, maybe.
Well, yeah, 'cause their like embalming process, all their stuff is like different. She's like laying in silk lined. Oh my goodness. I fell asleep in I told you that, a tanning bed before, and I woke up and and I was just like, oh my gosh, get that lid off of me.
Yeah. Yeah, when I had the CT scans, CAT scans, or whatever at the hospital, I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, I just did it. I just like zoned out and shut my eyes and concentrated on breathing. But I'm like, man, if you're claustrophobic, you'd be freaking out right now.
It is pretty bad when you're claustrophobic. And now they're saying like the MRI dye is actually, I'm not even going to get into that right now, but don't get it unless you really have to.
Yeah.
And yeah, Linda, to be fair, you're right. I did talk about Madonna, a water bottle, and a hole. Tonight's theme.
Yep.
I think tonight's theme was probably I don't know. Did you say another one? Or should I bust out the other one?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay, this one I threw in because I had 3 dead body type things that revolved around dead bodies. I had some other really funny ones from the past couple of weeks, but I was in a hurry, and so I was just grabbing like the latest stuff from like today. So next week I'll have more of a variety, but today there just happened to be a lot of like dead body things. So I was gonna do 3, but I thought I'd throw this little raccoon one in for fun. As we know, raccoons and squirrels like fermented fruit. They like, to indulge a little bit. There's been lots of animals lately that have been getting really drunk. Different animals, different substances. Well, this raccoon breaks into a liquor store, passes out in the bathroom after booze-fueled rampage. I skimmed through it. I assumed it was fine. I went to show my mom. She says, "Are you sure it didn't die?" I said, when I skimmed through it, I don't think it did. I didn't double check. I said, I hope not because people won't like to hear that. But if it did pass out, I'm sorry. I skipped it.
I went out on a bang.
It went
You
out.
know, when you sent
And
this
next to the toilet.
yeah, when you sent this earlier, I was loading it up and I looked at it and I'm like, it's kind of weird that a raccoon has a lot of similarities to. I mean, you could see a person doing this, like you
Yeah.
just on a booze fueled rampage, and you're gonna end up probably passed out in the toilet in the bathroom.
And how did it know? Like face down. How did it know there was alcohol in the bottles? And you see the big pool where it was drinking, but it tried some Jaeger, it tried some this, tried some that.
Yeah, probably knocked the bottle off and was like, I'm gonna smell that. Ooh, I'm gonna taste that. Ooh. All of a sudden, I'm feeling a little trippy.
But a lot of wildlife's been getting lit lately. So an inebriated raccoon was taken into custody after allegedly breaking into a Virginia liquor store on Black Friday, partaking in what officials deemed a liquor-fueled rash. Liquor bottles led police to the masked suspect, who was found passed out in the sploot position of Ashland's business bathroom floor, according to Hanover County Animal Protection and Shelter. I think it sounds like it's alive. In an embarrassing photo shared by authorities, the plastered prosenoid could be seen lying next to a garbage can and toilet. The town later identified the four-legged intruder as Cole, noting he might need a ride home after the wild weekend.
Liquor panda.
They know him. Officials said the police brought the furry bandit to the animal shelter to sober up. Oh, shit. After a few hours of sleep and zero signs of injury, other than maybe a hangover and poor life choices, he was safely released back into the wild, hopefully having learned that breaking and entering is not the answer. Officials wrote in a statement. Oh, they had fun with this. The shelter added there is no footage of the incident as the raccoon entered the building through the ceiling and took the cameras down with him. Smart. Police have not yet released a motive for the trash panda. He calls it a trash panda also, like you. They've not released a motive for the trash panda's invasion, though they responded to the animal shelter statement with a gif of TV talent Judge Simon Cowell clapping. Cole cannot be immediately reached by Fox News Digital for comment.
Yeah, it's just real similar to a human, A human's gonna, how many stories you've seen about, a human breaking into the liquor store and smashing a bunch of bottles, getting drunk, getting
or just being an ass.
And then passing out in the bathroom. And then taken to the drunk tank to sober up. The raccoon's like, I see these humans do it all the time. I think I'm going to try it.
Yeah. Rehab for the wild animals. A huge hangover. Yeah, a bear has done this.
Yep.
Poor life choices for sure. Yeah, no MRI or scan. That stuff is bad.
Yeah.
All right, we're at 10:30. Do you have another one?
Yeah, I got another one. You want to do another one?
Yeah, I'll do another one because this one's pretty funny. It's real life Bates.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
And they look really pretty similar.
Pulled it off.
Son, dead mother's lipstick and jewelry to collect pension with the body mummified at home.
Which one is the son? Because I'm confused already. Which one is the son? The one on the right?
Looks more yellow.
Okay. That's pretty. I mean, he can pull it off. You know, I'm sitting here going,
amazing. I like a little bit more. I mean, that blew the cover on his elaborate pension. He was dressed up as his mother. He knew her ID, leading police to find her mummified remains in his basement. The 57-year-old had been successfully collecting his mother, Griselia Doll, however you say her last name, her pension every month for 3 years after her death, according to Corinne Della Sierra. His ruse had earned him nearly £50,000 a year. He kept her body in the cellar of her home in the commune of Borgo. It's in without reporting her death. But he was forced to get into his mother's clothes when her identity card expired. The son showed up at the commune's registry office wearing a woman's dress, wig, jewelry, and wanted to try to fool civil servants. Officials immediately became suspicious and began their own investigations into the case, uncovering what they suspected was years of fraud using the identity of a woman who could not be tracked down. The village's mayor, Francisco Aporti, told Corinne, "The employee shared her doubts with us and the local police, who were conducting their own investigation, and they got to work. They isolated the images from the surveillance cameras and saw that the woman had arrived by car. Alarm! The lady doesn't have a driver's license. Doesn't mean you can't drive." Then they carried out further investigations, and piece by piece, the picture of the troubling story began to emerge. They then asked the mum to return to the office, where police officers and the mayor were waiting for him. Mr. Porty added, he entered the municipal offices at a slow pace. He was wearing a suit with a long skirt. He had lipstick on his lips, nail polish on his hands, jewelry on his neck and hands, old-style earrings, and dark brown hair. But that neck, on closer inspection, was a little too big, and the wrinkles were also strange. The skin of the hands did not look like the one of the 85-year-old he said he was. And the voice, feminine, yes, but every now and then he missed some male notes. He confessed to being the son and allowed officers to search his mother's home, where they found the mummified body in one room. Once fraud had been uncovered, police informed him to inspect his home. He agreed to that. They searched the house, found the mummified body, the mayor said. Okay, so they just said like the same thing twice, but in two different ways. She probably died of natural causes, but that will be established by the post-mortem. It's a very strange story and is very, very sad. I mean, I don't know what's really sad. She died. If she died of natural causes, what's sad is the son, I guess, took advantage, but...
Well, I mean, it's a pretty good plan because he obviously does look like her. And I'd have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. I mean, I gotta give it to him. It was a pretty good plan, but the sick part about it is he kept his mom's dead body
mummified in the house
for years.
Like what? Just in case?
Yeah.
Or because he just didn't know what to do with it?
They probably didn't know what to do with it. I mean, if he said, "Hey, my mom died," then he couldn't collect any money that she was getting, so he had to keep it on the down low. But
And if anything, when he got caught, he could say, all right, I'll agree to fraud, but you can see I didn't murder her. This is, she's here. She died. Yeah, I'm a horrible son and I took her money, but
Norman Bates for sure.
Mother.
Yeah.
She left me a will and said, son, when I die, go ahead and mummify me and dress up as me and continue to live off of my pensions. Initial investigations suggest she died natural causes in 2022 and her body has been taken to the mortuary for examination. The son could is now the subject of further investigations and could face charges of concealment of a corpse and fraud. If found guilty, he could face substantial fines or a prison term. Love these AI articles.
Yeah.
So that was that. Real life Norman Bates mother.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Man.
Mm-hmm. In the house and I don't know how people do it.
I know. I mean, my mom died in my house, and I was thinking about this, and I'm just thinking, that just no. It's weird enough being your mom, but just anybody, any dead body, dead rat. I mean, anything.
Well, I mean, when somebody dies, there's a point in time where they're going to be in there for several hours and all that. But like 18 months or like people who keep on living like that, knowing there's a body in the bedroom, day after day after day, and covering with the lime and covering with the ways that they do it, maybe putting them in a freezer. It's like, there's a dead body in your house. How does that not freak you out that someone's gonna? My conscience wouldn't let me. Like,
yeah, I mean, see, that's the difference. Is I mean, how do you lay down in bed and go, whew, I'm tired. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. Oh yeah, there's a dead body in the next room.
Thinking like, oh shoot, I hope nobody comes over and sees that dead body. Like,
yeah, at least they're dead. They're not going to get up and make any noise. So yeah, I'm gonna sleep good.
always having to think about it, or do you just forget about it?
Yeah, it's weird.
Like the spouses that'll kill a spouse, and then like one chick actually slept in the room with them. Like, he was all wrapped up. She had him shoved into the walk-in closet and under a bunch of sleep bags, all that. She slept in that room every night, knowing dude was folded up in her closet. How? How do you go walk around in public with human beings and people, and it's like you don't even know the person you're talking to has a dude folded up in their closet?
Yeah, really. What are you doing today? I don't know. I'm gonna go home and check on the dead body in my closet. Make sure it's not smelling too bad. What are you up to?
Need to go home and lay down some new lime.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the smell is like, yeah, no thanks. I've dreamed of that smell. I don't need to I don't need to ever revisit it.
Yeah, though that smell is imprinted into my head.
Yeah.
Nothing like decomp. Yes, it would definitely smell. But I guess she mummified somehow.
Yeah. I mean, that's a difference between like us being normal people and psychos is there's that disconnection that they don't have that a normal person has. Normal person has a conscience. Even if you have a shitty conscience, you would there's a line that you cross, and some people just they don't ever see that line, and they're just across it, and that's just yeah, I chopped that person up, and
And they'll go 18 years and be, get away with it. And what always gets me, they always go to Walmart after, except the other day there was one, it was Home Depot. They always go to Walmart and get the shovel, the bleach, the tarp, the bags.
Yeah.
You never go to Home Depot at like 2 or Walmart at 2 in the morning because they're just selling like murder cleanup kits.
Yeah.
And you don't know how many people you pass. That's, because the people look so normal. So it's like, this person just killed somebody and dismembered the body. And then you see them on surveillance walking through, grabbing the cart, saying hi to people, pushing the cart around, getting in line, buying the stuff. It's like, and I'm looking at them like, you just did the most unimaginable, unspeakable thing I could ever even think about. And dismembered a body. You had a human head in your hand. Like, your eyes and your hands have seen and done these things, and now you're just shopping and talking to people, and then you go out and you get a burger. And I don't understand, because I would be a nervous wreck. I would end up turning myself in because I couldn't handle it. I wouldn't kill somebody to begin with, but
yeah, that's the difference between a normal person and whatever you want to call them, psycho, whatever. I mean, there's lots of them out there. That's a scary thing. I mean, look at Ted Bundy and Ed Gein and all these people that have done these heinous crimes. I've been watching part of that Ed Gein story, and a lot of the people were like, he was strange, but he's always a nice guy. I just can't imagine he would do something like, and he'd always come over and help out with any chores or anything. Meanwhile, he's got,
all the people in there.
Dead bodies that he's dug up, and his mom and everything else.
Is that the Netflix one?
Yeah,
they got some good documentaries on there.
Yeah, I started watching the series on it. It's called Monster on Netflix.
With Eileen? Or wait, no, that's a different one.
With Ed Gein, and it's pretty disturbing. I couldn't. I had to turn it off.
Yeah,
that's saying something for me, because I could watch all kinds of shit, but yeah,
but some stuff is so like horrible that it's like
yeah.
Or when they show the reenactments, like the only thing I don't like about Deadly Women on ID, like I can hear the stories and you see the pictures, but they like reenact it so good.
Yeah.
Where the torture and the screaming, it's like I can't watch the reenactments. Like after it's done, it's one thing, but seeing what the person went through, like blow by blow, literally, like it's just too disturbing for me.
Yeah. It's pretty weird. I got to the part where he's got this dead girl that he had dug up, and he's like washing her feet and like dressing her up.
Yeah.
This shit's just too weird, man. I'm gonna move on. I mean, that's what's weird about it, is because it really happened. It's like, it's not made up. He really did this kind of shit.
Yeah. And there's more people that just haven't gotten caught. Well, on this last one, this guy thought it would be fun, instead of calling the cops. I told you how I got that dead body after we were fishing. They found it in the morning. It was a long story. There's a dead body right by where we were fishing. They dumped it. I heard them walking through at night too. But this guy, and then we'll show a picture of him. Creepy man finds, quote, amazing dead body and calls this instead of the cops. A man after finding to report it and decided to morning go in the police. And why didn't they? He called into a radio host of corpse, saying the discovery was amazing rather than disturbing. Himself Joseph, but refused to give his real name, said he was exploring nature, and look what I came upon. Asked him on what he had found. He replied it was a dead body, and it was amazing. This may sound sick, but I've always wanted to come upon something like that, and luckily it was months old, so that was nice. When horrified hosts pressed him about whether he had informed police, he said he had dreamed about doing so the night before, but had not yet done so in reality. It may sound like the ramblings of a fantasist, but police in Frederick County, Maryland, confirmed on Friday they really did find a dead body after investigating the details given to the Elliott in the morning radio show on DC 101. The man had told host he saw the body along the highway. It's a tent city from a year ago that was shut down. He said he assumed the guy died in his sleep, whether it was an overdose or he froze to death, as the body seemed to have been there for time. He said he didn't see it as urgent to notify the police immediately. Oh, did we show the creek? Yeah. Radio host Elliott repeatedly pressed him to, dude, call the cops, asking why it wasn't the first thing he did. Asking if the body was still there, the caller says, as of 18 days ago, yeah.
Wow.
So that was that. Oh, wait. No. Urged to commit to calling the police as soon as he got off the phone, he agreed, saying, I'll have them pick me up and we'll drive out to the site. Frederick Police Department said in a post on Facebook, we're aware of the information shared earlier today on a local radio station regarding a deceased individual found in a wooded area off East Street and Carroll Creek Crossing. Detectives from our Criminal Investigations Division responded, located the individual, and are now conducting an active investigation. At this time, there is no threat to the public.
Wow.
So he's just cruising and was juiced to see it.
You ever see that movie River's Edge? That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
See something really cool. Yeah, one of my old Weird Wednesday videos when I used to just tell stories and stuff, one of them was about, I was at work one day and this guy, there was a like a Goodwill drop-off station right across the parking lot from where I worked. It's just on the other side of the parking lot. And this dude that works there, he came over and he came in the back door and he was freaking out. Like I could tell when I saw him, he was freaking out. He was shaking and like sweating and like, he was like, looked like he had just seen a ghost or something. He was scared shitless. And I'm like, dude, what's up? And he's like, I need you to come help me, man. I was just going through stuff, and there's like these big bins, where people drop stuff off and they have all these clothes and everything that in these big bins, like on wheels. And, they got to like sort through them, and sort, pants and shirts and coats and hats and whatever and garbage and whatever. He's like, I think I found a dead body. And I'm like, oh shit, seriously? He's like, dude, I'm serious. And he was, like I say, he was freaking out. So I follow him over there and I see how bad he's freaking out. So I'm starting to freak out a little bit, and I go in on like real slow, like I'm thinking to myself, what, if it's a dead body, I don't think it's going to like jump out at me. But so I got a stick. There was like a golf club or something, and I'm like poking around in one of these bins and he's like, dude, I seen a lot of dead bodies. And I'm like looking at him like, what? He's like, I was in the war, man. And I've seen dead bodies and and I know what a dead body looks like, and I saw hair, and he's just like wigging out. And so I got this golf club, and I'm like poking around. I'm not gonna reach down in there; shit might grab me or something, even though it's a dead body. So I'm poking around in there with a golf club and or some sort of stick. I can't remember what I had, and I see hair, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm really freaking out. And then I'm looking around because where I used to work is like, it's like prank city. So I'm like, okay, these guys are screwing with me. I'm scared shitless. This guy's freaking out. He's going to get a Grammy for his performance. And I'm looking around and I don't see anybody. I'm looking at the building over there. I don't see anybody looking out the windows or the back door or anything. So I didn't know what to do. But yeah, dead body, man. It turned out it wasn't a dead body. It turned out that it was all wrapped up in like duct tape and something else, and it had like a wig sticking out, this long black hair wig, and it looked like a body. I could see why the dude was freaking out, because when I saw it, I was freaking out. And I'm like, dude, we got to call the cops. And he's like, no, man, I don't want to call the cops. I'm going to get in trouble. And I'm like, how are you going to get in trouble unless you killed this person?
Yeah, that's why people. It's like, dude, you get in less trouble.
Yeah.
Or none if you just turn this shit in.
Dude, if it's a dead
don't
body,
touch it. Don't go around it. Just
we gotta call somebody.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm freaking out. I'm like, well, I'm freaking out too.
But I'd be like taking pictures of exactly where everything was, and
then I was like, I stopped for a minute, and I'm like, wait a minute, if this is a dead body,
there's a killer somewhere.
How come there's no smell?
Oh,
I'm like thinking, and then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I don't know, man. It looks weird. Like, it looks like it could be a body, but that head doesn't look real. And then I'm like looking at the hair, and I'm like, it's like synthetic hair. But I was still too scared to like reach in there and grab it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Have the head like fall off.
Yeah. Yeah. But the dude was freaking out. He was like, he came over later and apologized like the next day. And he's like, dude, I suffer from PTSD from being in the war, man. And I was like,
man, that's horrible.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. I was like, dude,
that's
you ain't gonna apologize, man.
I don't blame him.
I'm sorry I put you through that. I'm like, hey, man, no apology needed.
Yeah.
I was freaking out too. Oh, I'm sorry I scared you, man. But
no, dude, it's all good.
Yeah. I was like, let's, go out.
Be glad it wasn't,
Yeah. Yeah. But it freaked me out. For sure. I'm like, dude, I don't want to find a dead body.
We were float tubing, and it was the back lakes of Shadow Cliffs right by where we lived. We could just like walk there, ride our bikes. And so we get the float tubes, and we decided to do some night float tubing. And yeah, it's not so smart because it's like just like behind trees,
Yeah.
A little lake, creek, the back lake that is kind of thin, goes down. It's got the banks on both sides, and then you get to the end, and so it's like all trees. And then you get to the end, and there's like a sandbar. You get up, you walk over the sandbar, then you get back in the water, and you go out a little bit, and then there's like this little tiny island in the middle of like this little lake area. It's not too big, and then you like go around and fish around the area, the pond, the island, and then you just go back, Yeah. So we had done just that. Went to the island, fished around the island, got off on the island, smoked on the island, did what we did. It's getting dark, and so we're paddling back. Then we get over the sandbar back to the normal spot, and we do a little fishing on the way back, because as you're like paddling back, you kind of let your pole troll, with a little piece of worm on it, because that's how I caught my biggest bass, was like on the little pinky worm tip. But we're climbing off the side. We found, the side where we took our shoes, hung them in the tree, and like some other stuff, like our little spot. So we're getting out, bagging up. I couldn't find my shoes, but I kept feeling we're being watched. I'm telling, my ex-husband, I'm like, dude, I feel like we're being watched. He goes, I know, I keep hearing something. And I'm like, I just really feel like
Yeah, you get that feeling.
we're being watched right now. I'm like, and I usually don't get that kind of like scaring me towards like, get the F out of, let's get the F out of here.
Yeah.
Not even like with ghosts, nothing. But this, I was like, I just felt like I wanted the F out of that forest.
Yeah.
So I said, forget my shoes, let's just go. So I'm walking like barefoot back through all the crap in the dark. And then we get back home. Next morning, we find out they found a dead body. Some people went out to go fishing first thing in the morning for the morning bite. And there was a dead body that was on that island. So what happened was they walked the whole bank side by where we were. They walked right past all the way through the stuff and then crossed over from the side, waded through the water, dropped it on the island, and then went back. So we were in the forest the same time as these people. Like, they were probably crouched with a dead body as I'm sitting there finding my shoes and stuff.
Yep.
I was just like, oh God, are they going to come talk to us? Or luckily we didn't get bothered by nothing, but that was weird. Like, because we always say stuff like that, and it's like, no shit, there's really a dead body.
Yeah.
And they never found out who did it. That I know.
Yeah, it's funny talking about bears, breaking in and eating cupcakes and stuff like that. I got a friend that she used to live here with us for a while, but she worked with the Department of Forestry, and they would go out and trap black bears and stuff, and that's what they used to bait the traps, were like Little Debbie cupcakes and stuff.
No shit.
No kidding, man. She's like, the bears freaking love like cupcakes and brownies and stuff like that. That was
my gosh,
her go-to ammunition to trap bears.
Sugar's not bad for him.
Yeah, really. Yeah. You would think, I'll put some honey in the bear trap.
Well, we ran out of time for cards again.
Yep.
We really have to cut out 20 minutes in a good week for it.
It was my fault with a long.
It's not your fault. No, it had nothing to do with the video.
Mel's glory hole.
It's just we like to chat with everybody. We talk a lot.
Yeah.
If it wasn't so early for you, or maybe if we started a half hour earlier. Oh, it depends, because then you abandon all that. I was to say, if we did 2.5 hours, we could do our normal stuff and have that extra half-hour cushion if we needed it to do stuff. But we can make it work. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
I bet you do.
One way or the other.
Debbie makes good cupcakes. Little Debbie's. Is that what you're laughing at? I bet you do make good cupcakes.
Little Debbie's.
And it was so good to see you guys. I knew tonight was going to be a fun night just because I had that vibe today and we were on top of things. And I'm just glad to see everybody. And I hope everybody had wonderful holidays and are doing well. And I'm so happy that Rob looks so good. and has his happy, you look like my Rob to me.
I robbed to you. I went and got, finally got with my dermatologist. I've been
I
trying to get some
asked you
medication.
today.
Been trying to get some medication from him for like a week. Call, nobody answers. Go by there, they're closed. It's like, okay, how long are you guys going to be closed for the freaking holiday? Thanksgiving was a long time ago. Well, they finally called it in. Went by and got it today, right here. But it's the wrong stuff.
No.
And I told the pharmacy, I'm like, oh, this isn't the right stuff. And they were like, oh, sorry. It's a new prescription, and I can't give you what I don't have an order for. You're going to have to call your doctor back and see if they can straighten it out. So, yay, me. Another night of insane itching. This is for scalp treatment, and I don't have a problem with my scalp. It's my skin that's driving me.
Oh, I found something else I was going to send you later. Some lady who does these like scalp treatments. I have to look into it, but I was going to send you that later.
Cool. Well, heck yeah. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Thanks for hanging out with us as usual. And yeah, we got Thanksgiving behind us now. We got Christmas looming right around the corner. Yay.
Oh, I wanted to copy what I just said over to Facebook, but YouTube doesn't let you copy and paste. I just want to put my little goodbye message at the bottom before we sign off.
Oh, that's what's going on.
What's that?
Wondered why we had 3 pictures up there. I forgot to turn the share screen off from the last article.
Where's our show at? Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't even post a picture. Never mind. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. If y'all have any ideas for stuff, if you want to do cards or ghost boxes or games or whatever, let us know, and we'll try to accommodate your requests. Yeah, we got cards. We got Zenner cards. I got my ghost box working again. All that stuff, all that jazz, and more. I don't know if I have Calmine. No, I don't think I do have any of that. And it's way too late to go get anywhere. But yeah, I haven't tried that in like a long time.
That's so soothing.
That used to be the go-to remedy when I was a kid. You get a rash or you get this or that. They slather you up in that funky, faint pink lotion.
It's like thinner than it used to be. Like I remember it used to be thicker, and now you put it on with a cotton ball, and it's like it just seems like so much thinner.
Yeah.
But it feels so good. Like Cartman with the calamine, she's like, "Now use just a little, hun," and he's like pours it all in the bathtub. He's like, "Ah."
Yeah, it's crazy. This stuff it's the same medicine that I have. This is called clobetasol propionate. This is a topical solution. It's like a clear liquid. And the other stuff that I had is foam. It comes in a can, like shaving cream, and comes out as a foam, and you rub it in your skin, and it helps. It doesn't like work great, but it helps. But it burns, and this shit burns even more. But
does it feel better after the burn?
yeah, once the burn stops, it feels better for a few minutes. But like right now, I'm itching everywhere. But the thing about it is it itches so bad, and it burns like a bitch. But the burn feels better than the itch. It's like I got to trade one pain for the other, and I'd rather have the burn. So yeah, that's my dilemma.
My hands itch like, because where I have the autoimmune eczema here, and you can't see this bad right now, but like the stuff, I'm itchy because all the stuff coming down is only my exposed areas, and then whatever's wrong, what I was telling you about, a trick my doctor had taught me a long time ago when I was a kid was you turn the water on as hot, hot, hot as you can stand it until it like burns so bad. And it's like I'll sit there like and then as soon as you can't take it, you flash it over to the cold. And it's like and it feels so good. And I'll be in the shower, I'll turn that shit as hot as it can go, just beat down my back and on my lower back, and then like the parts where it hurts and the parts where it itches. But yeah, and that works for like a few minutes.
Yeah. I'll have to send you some of this oil I make. It works.
Yes, I really want to try it, and I want to maybe learn how to make some too if it works good for me.
Yeah, I can give you. You can buy all the ingredients. I get it, from get it on Etsy. It's a place called I don't know, Spirit Witch or something. I don't know. I forget the name of it. Free Spirit something, but it's just a bunch of herbs, and you can put it in the oil and put it in, a big mason jar or whatever, and close it up and sit it in a window, and you can infuse it that way. It takes like 6 weeks to do, and I've done it that way a couple of times. I'll like make a batch and like a week or two later or 3 weeks later start another batch, so I always have a batch going. But this time I ran out, so I infused it with heat this time, and it speeds it up. And I thought, it may degrade it or whatever, but it doesn't seem to, and it works good. It just doesn't, it doesn't last long. I mean, it's like it stops the problem for like overnight, but your skin starts to dry out again, and by the next day. But it's the best thing that I've used. I've tried THC ointments for psoriasis. I've tried all kinds of you name it. I've tried it for psoriasis, and this oil that I make with all these herbs, 7 different herbs, and peppermint and spearmint, it seems to work the best. Funky looking. It's like this dark green oil. It looks like hell, but it smells good and it works. So
yeah, I mean, I've had some stuff that smells like straight tar. So
yeah, I've got that too. I've tried the cold tar. I've used the shampoo. I've used the lotion. I've got stuff in there right now that I bought a while back. I was in I don't know, it was like Walmart or somewhere, some big box store, and it's like guaranteed to work or your money back. I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. It was like $12 or something. It's coal tar. It helps, but it doesn't really work.
Oh, 1111.
Sweet. Yeah, I've tried the THC stuff, and the guy at the dispensary was like, "Oh yeah, this will work. This will work great." And it helps a little bit with the joint pain and stuff, but as far as the skin problem, it's just you might as well be using lotion. Works for a little bit, and then it doesn't.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I was not wanting to go to the dermatologist, but now I'm at the state of I can't wait to go back to the dermatologist. I'd go right now if they were open.
God, I don't blame you, man.
But anyways, just like everything else, I try to focus, ignore it, breathe through it, make it go away, will it away.
Will it away, yeah. Or just deal until, yeah.
The other night, I told Darcy, I'm like, can you just pour gas on my back and light it? I would probably feel better. And that's the problem with this stuff is, like I say, it works like a little bit, but it thins your skin. Like when you put it on, it somehow thins your skin. So now it's real thin and it's real sensitive now. So, it's just like you trade one thing for another.
It's kind of like the stuff for my eczema, the dipsomine, whatever it is. They say, like, you put it on, but you be careful because it'll, like, thin out your skin.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my skin was pretty clear for quite some time. I got rid of all the psoriasis. It was doing great, and then I quit taking the medicine, right before I had the heart attack and all that. Medicine, it's medicine. It's an injection. And I quit taking it because it suppresses your immune system. And, with healing up from open heart surgery and then the debacle that I dealt with after that, healing up from that, I'm like, dude, I need all the immune system I can get just so I can heal without dying. So I haven't taken it for almost 9 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, it's back like with a vengeance. Like it's everywhere.
Oh man.
My neighbor came over today. He's like, "Wow, what's up? What's on your arm?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's called psoriasis. Looks like hell, doesn't it?" Don't worry, it's not contagious. But it's annoying as hell, I can tell you that. Especially when you got it as bad as I do. Yeah, when I went to the dermatologist, they were like, "Well, where's your psoriasis?" She just looked at my knee. She's like, "I see a little on your knee." I'm like, "Yeah, it's on that knee. It's on this knee. It's on this leg. It's on that leg. It's on this arm, that arm. It's on my side. Hey, it's on my butt. You want to see that?" And she's like, "Wow, yeah, okay."
Oh God, is it like under your balls?
No, luckily I don't have it there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. With the last,
because it always like so. It's like in like where the knees bend, where like flaps things are, and
yeah, I got it behind my knees, and after my last debacle with the ablation and the whole groin thing and the humongous balls, I don't need any more ball problems. The balls are back to normal. I just want to keep them that way. It's not something any dude needs to relive.
Special Linda says, "Have you tried frankincense ointment for it?"
I have. I'm not kidding when I say I've tried everything. I've damn near tried everything you can think of. I've tried frankincense. I've tried what's the other stuff that's good for varicose veins? I've tried it. I've got a big jug of.
No.
It starts with an H. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. I got a jug of that in there, and it works good. It's actually I have kind of varicose veins in my ankle, and if I remember to put it on there every day, it actually does work and it helps.
Really? I have a little itty tiny bit of patch on my upper top leg up here that just started. I'm like, where the hell? And I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, maybe I'll send you some of that too. And I have calendula oil that I make that is I have that and salve in that too. And it works pretty good. I mean, it's just like a skin moisturizer, calendula. It's little yellow flowers that I infused with the oil in the oil, and it works good. It's not necessarily for psoriasis, but it helps with minor skin irritations and
Yeah, or inflammation maybe.
yeah. So yeah, this other oil that I make, it's like I say, it's the best thing that I've used. And I've spent a lot of money, 10, 20, $50 here and there on like, I mean, you go in any store and you look, in health food store, Walmart, any store that sells any kind of, CVS pharmacy, any place like that. You go to the psoriasis or the skin place, and there's like tons of shit that, guaranteed to work. Yeah, none of it works.
Yeah.
I haven't tried calamine lotion in a long time, but I'm going to go get some of that tomorrow.
For sure. And not the dollar store one.
Yeah. Cool. I'll check that out, Debbie. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I believe in that stuff. All the shit that I bought and the shot that I was taking, I've been on Skyrizi. That's the biological that I was on, and it's probably horrible for me. It's an injection. It's got a shitload of side effects, but I just got to the point where I was so miserable, like I am right now.
Well, that's when you have to just make a decision and what's the a better quality of life.
Yeah. I
Will
was
the benefits exceed the whatever?
And the other good thing about it, although it has a shitload of side effects, I didn't really notice a whole lot of side effects other than it does kick your immunity system right in the ass. When I first started taking it, I could just, think about somebody sneezing and I would catch a cold or something.
Wow.
But once I got, rolling, I didn't really have that many side effects. I felt good. That's the other thing about it is it has something in it that helps with psoriatic arthritis. So it takes away all of this like joint pain and back pain and neck pain and all that, like improves big time. So not only do you feel better because of that, but your skin also clears up, which is nice. Always sucks when you go out somewhere and somebody looks at you and goes, dude, what's on your arm? What's on your leg?
I thought it had started out as for arthritis, and then they noticed people's skin was getting cleared up from it.
May have.
Did it start out as an arthritis med?
I don't know. There's another one out. I keep seeing ads for it. It starts with an O, I think. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like, try this, blah, 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 works wonders, guaranteed to clear your skin up, it's a new biological, only take it every so often, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, side effects may include dizziness, drowsiness, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, blah, 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 blah. And the worst case is death. And it's like the freaking side effect list, even though they're talking like 100 miles an hour, the side effects are longer than the whole damn commercial. Suicidal thoughts, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, headaches, blurry vision, muscle pain, aches and pains, upset stomach, anal leakage. It's like it just goes on and on and on. I'm like, I don't want to take that shit. No way.
Yeah.
Even if I only have 3 of that 30 side effects they just talked about, Yeah, my skin clears up. I shit myself and I want to go jump off a building every day. Like, no thanks.
Yeah,
I wonder sometimes.
Scary.
Yeah, I wonder, like some of these drugs that they advertise, when you just slow down and listen to all the side effects of them, it's like, how is that even legal to sell to give to somebody? Oh, it's possible side effect. It possibly might make you want to blow your head off with a shotgun.
I thought they're going to start making it so they can't have big pharma commercials on TV anymore. Like they can't sell drugs on TV, but who knows when that goes into effect?
Yeah,
if it will.
Just like here, when they're supposed to stop all the
Yeah, right.
chemtrails. Oh, they're not chemtrails; they're contrails. Yeah, whatever. They admit that they spray shit, and it goes perfectly clear skies here, and then like today, look like a freaking tic-tac-toe game up there again. So, and I watched some guy's video, and he was like, "Yeah, you ever wonder how they say they're not going to spray, and you have those beautiful clear skies? Don't kid yourself. I'm going to prove to you that they're still spraying, and you can't see it."
Yep, and that's exactly what I'm trying to get people to understand all the time.
Yep. Yeah, Linda, I got scars from when I had psoriasis really bad. Inside of my left leg is scarred up. Both my shins are like permanent scarring. It got so bad that I had what the hell is it called when your skin just totally rejects on you? I forget what it's called. You start leaking from your skin. Your skin's so screwed up. Yeah. What the hell is it called? I can't think of the name of it. Brain fart. That's my new nickname, Brain Fart McGee. I can't think of it ever.
I just call my brain, my name is Mush.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I eat a ton of garlic. I take echinacea. I've used golden seal. I haven't done black garlic capsules, but I might now. I would love to find something. Like I said, the oil that I make, it works. It soothes us. God, I can't say that word. Soothes things down.
Yeah.
But it's not a cure-all. I would love to find something like that. But
if it gives relief.
Yeah, it definitely gives relief. Absolutely. Best thing I've found for relief. And I don't know if it's the herbs. It's got like stinging nettle in it, chickweed. It's got 7 different things in it. And then it has peppermint and spearmint in it too. So I don't know if it's the minty part of it that is soothing, or if it's the herbs, or if it's just all the combined.
It's like all the combined.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, they're still spraying. I saw planes out there today. Several planes with active trails behind them. I'm like, that ain't no contrail. That's something coming out because it's getting wider and wider, and it ain't disappearing real quick.
And even the ones that disappear real quick, if you know the difference, that's the aerosols. The ones with the trails are a little cloud seeding. The aerosols is for the chemical screens for the dimming project, which I haven't put my post up today, but I've got good examples of it. That's for the dimming, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I just type in Sky Rizzy side effects. Common side effects of Skyrizi include upper respiratory infections like common cold, headache, fatigue. The injection site reactions can be severe, but less common side effects include serious infections, allergic reactions, and liver problems. Oh, man. Fun. Headache, fatigue, injection site, fungal skin infections, joint and back pain, stomach pain and diarrhea, urinary tract infections, fever, low red blood cells, anemia. Serious side effects, but these are rare, less common, includes, where is it? Oh, here we go. Serious infections, but less common. Skyrizi can lower your immune system's ability to fight infections. Symptoms can include fever, cough, shortness of breath, muscle aches, skin sores, weight loss. I'll take the weight loss. Burning during urination. Ow. Tuberculosis, TB. Hey, might have that too. Testing is recommended before treatment. I already had that test. Serious allergic reactions include dizziness, swelling of the face, tongue and throat, difficulty breathing, skin rash, hives, or itching. Let's see, I'm taking medicine to stop the itching, but it might cause.
Yeah, but it might cause. Kind of like you take a antidepressant.
Yeah,
but
and then you would kill
it might
yourself.
make you depressed.
Yeah.
And give you suicidal thoughts.
That's why I say, man, all natural homeopathic is the way to go. All these chemicals and shit that just they are not good for you.
I remember I discovered homeopathic when I was like junior high, like early junior high school. And I was like so stoked. I'm like, did you realize we don't even need all this stuff? Like, nature just gives us everything that we need. And I was all getting into, like, I had a little jar with the scent, like a aromatherapy to smell to like calm me down. And I just like way got into holistic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But there's still cases where you do need, Western medicine. You do need like sometimes like insulin and stuff like that. But
I like what Linda says. It'll shorten your life by 20 years, but you'll have 5 great years.
Yeah. And then there's places like Japan. Like, okay, so somebody goes in and they're like, I have anxiety every time I go to the grocery store. I need to take a Xanax just to go to the grocery store. And they're like, well, here you go. You go to Japan and tell them that. They say, here's a prescription. Go kick it in the forest for a little bit. Like, go meditate.
Yeah.
Like, they prescribe nature and stuff, like, for getting better. Not whatever the doctor pulls out of his pocket that the chick just brought over.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was going to one doctor and there was a medical marijuana place like literally right across the hall from her office. And I had mentioned that to a few doctors, when I was thinking about getting a medical marijuana card, and they like just shut down. They didn't want to talk about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what I got to lose? I'll ask her. So I asked her I said, what do you think of, medical marijuana? And she just kind of rolled her eyes and she was like, I was like, here it comes. And she's like, honestly, what they can give you right across the hall is better than anything that I can prescribe to you. She's like, if that's what you want to do, I can't tell you to do it as a professional.
Yeah.
But what they're going to give you is going to be way better than anything that I can prescribe you.
That's awesome.
I was like, well, thanks for,
the honesty.
Yeah, the honest reply. And she's a hardcore drug pusher. So I was kind of amazed.
Probably why she kind of like rolled her eyes, because she's like, I got to be straight with him. He's asking me a question.
Yeah. I got to give her credit for, laying it out truthfully.
Yeah.
Because, she's she's got a pill for everything. So it seems. Call your doctor immediately if you have problems such as breathing difficulties or swelling of the face and throat. Good God. Or look on the Skyrizi website. I can't breathe. My face is swollen up like a pumpkin. Let me go check out this website. Ooh, dive deeper in AI mode. Let's see what AI has to say. See, I didn't have a lot of these. They talk about upper respiratory infections, headache, fatigue, injection site reactions, fungal infections, athlete's foot, ringworm, joint pain. Like, I had joint pain. It made all that better. I didn't
Good
have
night,
ring.
sister. Good night, Debbie. Sorry.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. I'm sitting here talking about freaking ringworms. This one time, back when I was a youngster, I played in the driveway in the cat poop and got ringworms.
This one time when I was teaching pre-K, and I ended up having to go over and help with the wild class of 3-year-olds. Little Anna Jay sat on my lap, slamming her head and all her little balloon beads into my face. And then she turned around and went, "Arr," and bit me.
Oh, jeez.
And no, what was it? It was a scratch. No, wait. The scratch was another kid I got in Ventago. Oh, no, it wasn't that. She scratched the hell out of me. I got ringworm in my back. I'm like, I have worm? I have a worm in my back? They said, put hemorrhoid medicine on it.
Yeah, the old Preparation H.
Yeah, but I got ringworm from a kid, and they're like, oh, because their nails are dirty and all that. I'm like,
Yeah, I remember having ringworm when I was a
I
kid.
was mortified.
Yeah, but it's like something you don't ever see nowadays. Hopefully you don't see it. I don't know. Is it actually a worm?
Yeah, it's like a little circle. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of it, but ringworm is a contagious fungal infection of the skin, scalp, or nails, not a worm. It's characterized by its red, itchy, and sometimes scaly ring-shaped rash on the skin. Treatment typically involves typical antifungal creams for skin infections, oral antifungal medications for severe cases or scalp infections, and meticulous hygiene. Guess I didn't have meticulous hygiene when I was a kid, playing in the sandbox where the cat pooped at. I remember I got a ringworm on my arm though as a kid, and I freaked out because I fully thought when they told me it was ringworm, I thought I had worms under my skin in a ring. And I'm still not sure that's not what it was, but it says it's not. What about pinworms? That's another disgusting thing. That actually is a worm.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, that's enough. That's enough internet doctoring for one night. Why am I looking up information on ringworms and ravioli and portobello mushrooms comes up? That's just weird. Oh, I'm in AI. It must be listening to me because I don't know why the hell it's got ravioli and portobello Olive Garden. Drunk Raccoon Virginia Liquor Store. Tell me it's not listening to me. Or you. Or us. Google Pixel update. I don't have a Google Pixel.
My mom today was talking about insulating the shed in the back.
Yep.
Didn't look it up. And all of a sudden, she goes on her thing, and there's articles coming up for insulating your sheds.
Weird. Okay. Anyways, I guess we're out of here this time.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, babbling now, talking about ringworms and crotch rot and everything else.
Oh, crotch rot. No.
Swamp crotch. What is it?
Swamp crotch.
Creakety crotch. Swamp crotch cooking. Anyways, that's enough. We'll be back with some more disturbing.
Everybody.
Yep.
And the Sunday on Paranormal Soup, our guest is, I can't remember his name or her name, but they are palm readers.
Oh, yeah.
So that might be interesting.
Speaking of guests, I got Tilly's book in the mail the other day, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Did you take a picture opening it or with it? I think she likes to send in to her, tag her.
Yeah.
In the book.
Yeah. I was talking to Sam about it, and I was like, I was telling her about Tilly. I was like, when I first saw her, I was like, I don't know about this. And then I started listening to her and, I'm like, she's kind of cool. And
yeah, she's really cool. She watches this too.
Yeah, she's sent me some pretty cool information and stuff. And then Sam looked up her book and, saw it was about fairies and this and that. She's like, oh, you need to listen to her because she's totally into all that. So she wants to read the book now.
Yeah, it's always different when we meet different people because people, claim things and you never know till you actually talk to them. But talked to him a few times and she's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I'm never sure about people right away at the beginning until you get the vibe and get the feel for them. And
yeah,
it's a sweetheart.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm out of here. You're out of here. We're all out of here. Good night. And
love bugs out there. Give me kisses, baby. Ooh, give me kisses, baby.
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the ringworms bite. That'll be for some good dreamage.
I'm gonna go walk in the creepy dark right now in the cold.
Yeah, be careful out there.
I will.
Send me a message when you get home.
I certainly will. I'll send you a message when I get out there to you.
All right. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.